ain't mad cause I'm chillin'. I'm about to go outside and make a killing. For real, they ain't mad cause I'm dope.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Chillin with Ones. We got another episode. It's been a while, man.
It's been a minute.
I'm kind of.
Yeah, we had.
I was getting so comfortable with doing this and being the host and all that stuff and getting my words right and all that stuff. But we took that break because we did a versus. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there right now. If y'all haven't watched the versus that me and him did together, please check that out on the Vampire Turtle YouTube channel. That junk is fire. We put on the show.
We did.
We did our thing. So please check that out. So yeah, we took a little break because we was enemies for a couple weeks. So whatnot, had to get a little competition and we had to prove some things. So, what was up out here? You know what I'm saying? Nah, but we good. You saw the pound or whatever. But yeah, we back at it. We back to doing another show. I'm getting my bearings back right in front of the camera. So here's what it is. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Like you said, I already said we've been busy. Both of us been busy. So other than that, y'all just been staying busy. But busy can be good sometimes.
Facts.
Busy can be good. I've been busy. But other than that, I'm good.
Album dropping April 30th, first try. Throw that in too.
Yeah, little plug. Yeah.
Shameless
April 30th.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So, you know how it is. You know how I do when we get together. We gotta talk about the music. We gotta talk about the rap. So let's go on and get this thing started, man. GQ. They put out an article or whatever, magazine, whatever. They say Future is the best rapper alive. Speak on it, sir. Speak on it.
I completely forgot that you had mentioned this to me. So just now hearing it.
I was gonna mention it before we started recording, and I was like, nah. I'm gonna just say it.
I'm trying to say this in the most positive light possible.
Okay.
It's not true. It's not true.
Why not, man?
Here's the thing. And I already know this topic is gonna get brought up later on in our conversation because I already know we got headed coming.
Right.
The big difference to me between rapper and hip hop artist, right? Mm-hmm. Future is not the top rapper in my opinion right now. I just feel like there's so many other rappers who are better than him, more talented, and not to say nothing way. Future dropped top music. Like Future is still here for a reason. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he's going nowhere anytime soon. Like he makes good music. I enjoy Future's music, but I just feel like in terms of rapping ability, I just feel like there's a lot better rappers out right now. Like a lot.
So hold on, let me pause you right there. So when you saying rapper, you're actually talking about the act of being able to rap. We're not encompassing everything as a rapper.
Right, and I'm about to get to that next. But yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the skill and ability to rap, put words together, bars and just.
But when GQ says that, they're not talking. They're talking about all encompassing.
Right, and that brings me to my next point.
Okay.
So in that sense, Future's been very influential over the past decade. Mm-hmm. He drops hot songs. I don't know. I mean, I can't really think off the top of my head right now about how many albums he dropped in the past few years. But he's dropping good albums. He's dropping solid albums. And even then, I still can't give it to him. When we have other artists like Drake out there who just won Artist of the Decade for a reason. Like, I don't understand that. And that's the biggest part I don't understand. Like, so say we take out the whole rapper, like my first point about rapping ability, whatever. If we're just talking about hip-hop artists encompassing influence, style, charisma, bangers, hits, Billboard hits, music videos. I still can't give him that over Drake. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably a few other artists I can think of, like maybe Ye or other people, but I'm gonna just use Drake because I feel like it's an obvious choice. I can't give that to Future over Drake right now. Drake just dropped the album. What was it? Early this year? Yeah, early this year. Mm-hmm. So it ain't like you can't say, well, Drake ain't dropped the album in the past year or so. He just dropped the album a few months ago. Was that was it early, like January, February, something like that?
Roughly, it was something like that.
Yeah. So he just dropped the album
like that.
earlier this year, or was it late last year? I can't remember.
It could have been, but
regardless, it's been within the last 6 months, regardless. So I can't negate Drake alone. And like I said, I could probably come up with a few other artists if I'm really thinking about it. But I think Drake is the most obvious choice if we're gonna say the best rapper out right now. As far as and if we're talking about everything, influence, impression as far as like in fan base and making Billboard songs and hopping on other people's features and making the hit songs. To me, that's obviously Drake.
Okay. So did you read any of the article though?
I did.
And what did they say about why?
Oh no, I didn't read that part of the article. I'm sorry, I got confused. I read some other people's reactions to GQ's, but I didn't read their article. I didn't actually read GQ's article.
Well, to get a little bit better understanding, I think we should at least read some of this. We probably should have did our homework and read a little bit.
We should have. And I don't want to sound closed-minded, but I'm almost positive no matter what they say, it's not
I'm
going to change my
not
mind.
disagreeing, but I'm just saying.
I'm curious to hear what they got to say.
You know,
yeah, I'm
so
curious.
It says at the top, you know, it says few artists are as prolific, as widely imitated, as consistently excellent, which is why it's finally time to declare what's been true for a while now. And this is by Elliot Wilson. I guess he wrote this. It says, it's a lofty goal, a phrase Jay-Z famously uttered in 2003 on Dirt Off Your Shoulder, that declares Sean Carter the new standard while still paying respect to the late greats Tupac, Shakur, and B.I.G. A few years later, the other Mr. Carter, Lil Wayne, laid claim to the throne by outworking any and all competition with a canon of indisputable music. I can't read, sorry y'all. Anyway, but in 2022, who wears the crown? At least now that Jay has graduated to full-on GOAT, is it our perennial hitmaker Drake, the brilliant J. Cole? No. Or maybe it's the enigmatic Kendrick Lamar, which that's funny that we talk about that because we're going to get into that conversation a little later. But who would probably garner the most votes? But in hip-hop's always-on culture, can you really be the best rapper alive if you haven't given us an album in 5 years? Which, Kendrick.
Right.
And doesn't the South got something to say? Last year, when Spotify's Rap Caviar asked Twitter which rappers would be on the Mount Rushmore of the 2010s, fans declared it to be Drake, Cole, Kendrick, and who? LeBron James quickly... Why are you just throwing LeBron James? That's random, but anyway. LeBron James quickly led the charge for Future as the fourth, with James Caan... Yes, James Caan. Who is that? You know that? Anyway, among the chorus of supporters. Eventually, the great Nicki Minaj received the Rap Caviar nod. Really? She would be the other person? Later in the year, in an interview with Nori and DJ Effin on the Drink Champs, Kanye made what at the time sounded like a bold declaration.
I was going to mention that.
Future is the most influential artist of the past decade.
Yeah.
I got here through music, Future tells me. I didn't get here for having the best interviews. Other dudes in the world can have the best speech. They can do this one take and it'll be perfect. I just found a way to make art with words. And through that, that's just how I live. So, I'm not going to read the whole thing, of course, but there's pretty much the sentiment or whatever. I don't want to go into the whole thing. We probably should have kind of read through it beforehand, but... Yeah. Does that make you feel any type of way? Is that, not to say that you gonna change, but how you feel about that little bit that we did,
Yeah, like I said, it didn't change my mind at all. Although I do agree with everything they said in terms of, like I said, I think I kind of mentioned that already. Like, he's been very consistent. One thing I didn't say that I was gonna mention, but we didn't get to it. But I was gonna mention the whole Ye thing. He mentioning that Future is probably the most influential hip hop artist of the past 10 years. At first, I thought about it. I disagreed. I was like, if anything, Ye would be more influential. But then I started thinking about it. These last 10 years from now until 2012, I think I might have to get at the Future. Like, everybody's pretty much a clone of him of some sort. Like, more like an extension, I would say.
They're his babies.
Right, exactly. I'm more feeling like
it's
a lot
not necessarily a good thing.
Right. A lot of people used to say, like, Wayne. And I felt that was that way at one point. But I'm going to say, of the new rappers that are out now, especially the past years, I would say, like, they're his babies. Like, they're an extension of what he is. Like, and they took it, maybe added some more auto-tune and whatever and went with it. But I think I might have to agree he might be more influential than Drake or Ye as far as the past 10 years. Obviously, Drake had a big influence on a lot of people coming out singing everything. But Future, I might have to get at him as far as being the most influential. But I still can't give him a top rapper right now. I can't.
I feel like if they was going to give it to Future, which, like I said, I like Future. And a lot of, like, almost everything they said was facts. I
Right.
can't really argue it, but I don't know if they should have said best rapper alive. It's a lot of rappers alive, right?
That's true too.
It's a lot
That's true,
of
too.
rappers alive. Like, if you would have said, like they said, like, in the 2010s, the best rapper right now,
Right,
I might, you know, give it more of a pass because what they making some valid points.
Yeah.
Like I said, he definitely is one of the most influential. He's very consistent. I would say that he's actually kind of slowed down nowadays.
Yeah, but he's
I
still
feel like he's on the same, you know, same flame as he used to, or on fire like he used to be,
right.
or
but
whatnot.
He's still very consistent though.
Yeah, but so all that stuff is true, but rappers are alive. So
That was very terribly worded. That, I didn't think about that. That's terribly worded.
So I mean, Wayne is still alive. Jay is still alive. Like, you know, Drake, all these other people, they're still alive. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I can't. It's a little weird that y'all made it like that. Like, that's my only issue with it. If they worded it a little different, I would have felt better about it. But
I agree with that too. Actually, I still would disagree with it. So okay, so what they did say in the past year, would you agree?
not the past year, because I already said I feel like he hasn't been as hot as he's been. He's definitely I feel like Future's kind of leaving his prime. Like, his prime was maybe a few years back, maybe around Dirty Sprite 2 and Hendrix, maybe around that area or whatnot. Now I feel like he's kind of just maybe coasting, to kind of maybe slowly making his way out. Not to say he leaving tomorrow, but you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. So I wouldn't say past year. Like, if they said like past 10 years maybe, or back like the 2010s, like they said, then I'd be like, okay, maybe.
Really?
Okay, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
still
I'm still gonna go Drake because you know I like that's Drake, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't really fight it as much because Future. I mean, that's Future. He do his thing. I like Future, but let's move on a little bit since we did kind of mention Kendrick or whatever. You know, he has an album coming.
Yeah.
How you feel about that album? You ready for it?
I am. I'm really excited to hear what you got, you know, planned or ready. But we've heard Kendrick recently in the past year, having himself a Baby Keem, and I want to say I heard him somewhere else too. But I can't remember where I heard him at somewhere else. But so we know he still got it, and he's still dropping heat. It ain't like he was gone for a few years and came back like mid or subpar. Like, he's still dropping fire. So I'm actually really, in terms of his verses go, like his features. But I'm actually really looking forward to hearing what he got.
Any takes on how you think it's gonna sound? You think he gonna come with like your typical like hip hoppy whatever, or maybe he gonna go like maybe another route, another genre kind of? Or you think he gonna kind of just kind of stay the course, so to speak, the Kendrick type sound?
That's the only I'm kind of concerned about, honestly, because with Damn was different. I liked it. It was good. But I feel like that was a little bit different than what we're used to. Obviously,
I like that.
I did. Yeah, I did too.
I potentially like. I know people like to give him the Good Kid, Mad City, but I like that joint.
I did too.
I go back to that one more than Good Kid, Mad City. Honestly,
it didn't get a lot of replay value out of me, but I thought it was good.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it. It didn't get a lot of replay value. Good Kid, Mad City, I played a lot.
You still listen to it today?
What? Good Kid, Mad City? Yeah, actually, this was last week.
Cap. Well, go ahead.
That's actually one of my favorite hip hop albums.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I can't front if you say that's your favorite, but I do think the other one is kind of slept on, to be honest.
It is. It's definitely a good album. It's a really good album. But the point I was trying to make was that it's a little different than what I thought we normally used to hear him do. Although it was really good. Same thing to Pimp a Butterfly. That really didn't get a lot of replay back out of me, but I loved it on the first time. It was like, to me, To Pimp a Butterfly was like watching like a really good movie, but for some reason you don't come back to it because it was like, it was good for that one time, but then like this, I don't know. I know people.
It wasn't a good movie, man.
No, I've seen a lot of good movies where I'm just like, oh, it was good, but after you watch it and like, especially if you know the plot twist and stuff at the end, you're just like, I know how it ends. I don't want to ruin it. It's like,
Pimp a Butterfly was not a good movie.
You don't like it?
I
like it. I thought it was an amazing piece of art. She got George Clinton on it. Like, I was like, this man really took like the funk and mixed it with like hip hop and really like created something new and different. I liked it, but like I already stated, it didn't get a lot of replay value out of me.
You said that about the third one too.
But what's wrong with that? I like both of them. They're both really good.
All right, you say you say it's a good movie, but why aren't you watching it again? What was your comparison for The Pimp a Butterfly?
Like a good movie. Like sometimes you see good movie, then like, oh man, that was really good, but I don't really want to watch it again necessarily. Like it was good for that time, and like, but I didn't really watch it again. Like some movies, I feel like, for example, I just recently saw. Don't nobody judge me. I just recently saw Titanic for the first time, like a few months ago. And I was like, now that I sat down and watched it, I was like, it was pretty good. I didn't want to watch it, honestly, because I heard it was a 4-hour movie. And I'm like, I know how it is. I ain't trying to watch it. The boat sinks. Okay, but...
Did you cry?
I ain't cry.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
She could have put him on that door, though. that raft. There was enough room for both of them.
Yeah, you know, she did him dirty.
Right, she did. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make was, it was a pretty good movie. I was like, oh, it actually was good. I'm probably never gonna watch that movie again, though. Although it was good, I don't think I'll ever watch that movie again. Some things some things I feel like can be a really good piece of art, but you don't necessarily want to indulge on it a lot. And that's how I felt. That's how I felt about To Pimp a Butterfly. It was really good, but I was just like, to me, it didn't have enough songs for me. And I know on the opposite side of it, I have friends who like loved it, like they replayed it a lot. So
Really?
I mean, yeah, me personally, no. To me, it didn't have enough songs, and it was like. And I can be honest and say, like, I like catchy stuff. I like, what's the word I'm looking for? Radio
hits.
Yeah,
bangers,
or mainstream stuff. Like, I'm okay with admitting that. I like that kind of stuff.
And why you like Cole so much?
We starting to Cole hate already?
I mean,
I
thought it was a good place to put it in. You talking about all this catchy stuff.
I'm gonna send you his Dreamville. I was actually watching it last night. I'm gonna send you his Dreamville performance just so you can watch it and enjoy it. The whole thing. And we should have a whole episode about how much you loved it. But anyway.
Okay, well, we could do that. Well, I didn't see The Pimp a Butterfly that way. It's not whack by any means. It's not whack by any means, but I saw it more like an encyclopedia. That's not a book that you go to read for entertainment, but it has a lot of knowledge in there that you need. That's important for you to know. But is that something you just, oh man, let me read the encyclopedia. I love this story. No, but so you gotta respect it because of all the knowledge he has, knowledge that the book has, everything that he put into it, the artistry. Him pushing the envelope, doing something different, telling a story, whatever you want to call it, I got to respect that. But does that mean I necessarily like it like that? Not really. That's not something I want to just be playing in the car by any way, shape, or form. Like I said, it's good for like maybe a listen or two just to hear that he did it, just to view it. Like, oh man, let me view that you did this art or whatever, and then. Alright, it definitely doesn't have a lot of replay value, but I didn't see it as a good movie because I didn't. I'm not putting it as a
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't enjoy it how I like to enjoy my albums, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense.
Like when I go to listen to an album, I'm looking for a certain thing. Like I want to enjoy it a certain way, but it was more like I said, I went and put, I had to, let's say, do some training for work and I'm listening to it and it's giving me knowledge. Like, yeah, this is stuff I need, but is this what I really want to listen to? Yeah. No, not necessarily. So I can't say it's bad. It's not bad at all or whatever. And I feel like actually that work thing was a little bit too harsh because it has more entertainment than that. Like work thing is just completely, bored, doing training with work. Nobody wants to do that. So that's a little bit too harsh. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, it's just like I said, the best thing I say is encyclopedia. And some of the stuff in the encyclopedia is interesting. Oh, what? A cheetah can run 70 miles per hour? Like some of the stuff is interesting. So it's cool for what it is when I need to, look up something. But like I said, that's not something that you're going to just go because, oh man, I love that Goosebumps book. Let me go read this because I want to from front to end. Like that's not something I want to do with The Pimp a Butterfly. So when it comes down to, oh, it's a good album, I really, one of the best, I'm not going to put it there, but I respect it.
I thought we were basically saying the same thing. I just I probably just enjoyed it a little bit more than you did. But because I was thinking I feel like the same way. Like I thought it was really good. Like you said, it's not really the way you would normally enjoy an album. Like, it's like, do you see Summer?
Who?
Selma. MLK. Anyway, it was a good movie.
Nah, I ain't see it.
I haven't watched it again since. I mean, I saw it for the first time probably a few years ago.
It was raw.
It was good. I mean, like it was about MLK and like the march and all that. It was cool. It was a good movie.
You gonna watch them? You gonna finish?
I'm gonna finish them.
So you not.
The point I'm trying to make is let's really bad. We went off on a tangent. The point I'm trying to make is this new album. I'm really hoping he sticks to what we've heard with like the Baby Keem songs and stuff like that. Just giving us like rap. Like I want to hear like some more good.
What you mean the Baby Keem songs? That's a whole different artist and songs.
Right, and that's what I'm about to bring to it. But we don't know just because he's hopping on these other people's songs, or in this example, Baby Keem, and doing that could be Baby Keem's direction. For all we know, Kendrick's going far left and doing something totally different. So that's what I'm kind of nervous about. I think it's gonna be good regardless. I think it's gonna be a good project regardless of what it is.
Cause I heard on the low, like it could have just been a rumor that he was gonna be doing like some other genre or something like that.
I wouldn't put it past him. That's what I'm nervous about. I think it's gonna be good regardless. He can do a rock album. I think it's gonna be good, but I'm gonna be just gonna be one listen, two listens or whatever, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, it was really good, and then probably never again. So I'm really hoping he comes with like some bangers.
Yeah, I hope he kind of stays the course. Like I don't care about him kind of leaning and doing some other things, but I hope he still kind of stays like in the genre. Cause I mean, he had us waiting for 5 years.
Right.
Like I feel like that would be okay if you was putting out albums like to the capacity that maybe a Drake would be. So then it's like, okay, you did that, but you got another one coming in a year or two. Like you made us wait like 5 years, and then it's like, who's to say when you gonna like. How many albums does Kendrick have left in him? Like, he kind of, so I hope he kind of gives us, kind of what we know and love him for, and don't go too far off the rails.
I just hope he just gets something hot. I need some pools full of liquor so I can dive in it. That's what I need. That's what I need. I need to be humble so I can sit down. That's what I need. I don't want nothing too far off left.
Facts.
That's
I'm with you. But yeah. I'm excited for it, dog. I'm excited. It's been a long time. I'm excited for this Kendrick album.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, not so. Let's move on to kind of one of the major topics we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about the big three. Mm-hmm. And as you know, if you're a rap fan, you know who the big three are. And we're not talking about basketball here. We're talking about music. So those people are J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick. So to start off, how do you feel about the big three, and do you think those are the correct three?
I like all those artists. All three of those are probably, I'm not saying my top 3 favorite artists, but they're probably, they're definitely in my top 10. Probably my top 5. So, yeah, I feel like those are the right people. And like I said, I like all of them. I feel like all of them are creative. I feel like all of them are lyrical. I feel like all of them make good music. It's not just about making it's not just about bars. It's about making good songs. As far as not just what's on the billboard, but that too. They all make songs that hit the billboards. I feel like it's very deserving. All of them. I'm not gonna lie. This topic is one that makes me think though. Like, is there somebody else who deserves to be in there more, and who do we take out?
If we was gonna keep it at 3,
right? But I think it's very. Only thing I don't like is kind of what you mentioned earlier about Kendrick not dropping an album. When we were talking about Future, and you mentioned like, can you have him in there if he ain't dropped an album or whatever? We know what that was the article, but
he's did the work. I feel like he's done enough work. But
I still keep him. I think all 3 of them are very
As you know, I've already we've had this conversation
several times.
A few times.
Several times.
I feel like if we're gonna keep it at 3, I don't feel like Cole should be there. I don't feel like Cole should be there with Drake and Kendrick. And then a lot of times when I go to argue that point, I put other people up there. So I know you like Big Sean. Mm-hmm. Why is Big Sean not there instead? Why can't he be there instead of Cole? Is there anybody else that could be there instead of Cole or somebody else? Well, I feel like Drake can't move. Now, if anybody was going to move, it'd be Kendrick or Cole. But I think Cole would be the closest to move it to me. Can you at least agree with that? If one of them got to move, it would be Cole. Can you at least agree with that? Because we both know it can't be Drake.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Drake can't leave.
So, if somebody was going to move.
It's funny. Up until probably like 30 minutes ago, I would agree with you. But now that I'm really thinking about it, I don't know. Just because of the work he's been putting in the past few years. Whereas Cole. Whereas Kendrick,
What work?
he dropped a project this year. He dropped an album last year. He dropped the Rent a Dreamers, I think, like the year before that. He's been dropping albums consistently. And the features, killing every feature he's been on the past few years.
He's retiring because he's scared of Kendrick's arrival.
Okay, so now we can talk about his being scared to negate all the work he's done in the past year. Kendrick hasn't been around the past few years. Where's Kendrick been the past few years?
Giving y'all a chance to shine before he shuts everything down.
Okay.
But okay, so
because I'm not sure honestly anymore.
Because Kendrick put us on hiatus for 5 years. Now you think he can move?
Possibly. I mean, one only I can't agree with is like what you said that Drake can't.
Okay.
I guess literally up until 30 minutes ago, I probably would have said yeah, Cole. I already stated, I feel like all three of them need to be there. But if we had to take one person out, I would have said Cole. But now that I'm thinking about it, he's been really working and putting like really good quality content out in the past few years, whereas Kendrick hasn't.
It's gonna be out in a couple weeks. I guarantee that album gonna be better than Cole's.
It might be, but the point is,
it's gonna nullify.
It might be,
nullify.
But we're in the conversation right now. And we're talking again.
We gonna come back around.
We can talk. But for now, I'm not really sure either Cole. I'm not really sure who it would be. In my opinion, I know yours, Cole. I don't know. I would have said Cole, but now I'm thinking about it. I mean, you got to be working, putting stuff out for you to stay in that spot.
Who raps better, Kendrick or Cole?
It's tough. It's tough for me because I actually want to say Cole. Kendrick. And I kind of touched on this before with you, like I think months ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. How I feel about Kendrick recently is that I feel like the way Kendrick puts words together is really dope. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's more intricate. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's more creative. Okay.
You answering your question?
However, I feel like Cole. That doesn't say that Cole isn't creative. I just feel like the way Kendrick does it is.
He ain't.
Is more creative. However, I feel like Cole delivers more substance. I feel like Cole is a little more lyrical in terms of, and I know this is kind of what I think it was about a week ago we was talking about this, but I didn't really go into depth when we were talking about Control with Kendrick and Big Sean and Jay Electronica. I feel like Kendrick, I know I'm probably get a lot of hate on this, but I feel like Kendrick a lot of times says things, and because they sound big or uses big words or whatever, we're like, oh, but then when you really break it down, it's like, what's he talking about? Like, I feel like he does that a lot. Although, and don't get me wrong, just not get twisted. I still feel like he deserves to be in the top 3. I'm not saying he doesn't. Kendrick's super dope, super talented, super creative. I love Kendrick's music, but I feel like there's times where he says stuff, and I'm just like, he really didn't say anything. Like, it's kind of like, you know how some fast rappers, like, I love Twista, or Tory sometimes go fast, Jordan Lucas sometimes go fast, and they're saying stuff, and it's like, boom, boom, and you're like, oh, they're killing it, but then when you really break it down, it's like, it's not, and not to say they're not saying nothing. Right. And not to say they're not saying anything. I mean, there's still substance in there, but it's just like, it's not as potent. It seems more potent because of the delivery, the way they break up the syllables, or the way it's intricate. And I feel like Kendrick he does a very good job of doing that. I feel like the way he puts his words together, it's like, and the way he flows. And we've had a conversation before about how Kendrick has like different flows, and he's always trying new things. And he's like doing different ad libs and doing this and doing that. And I love that about Kendrick. Right, I love that about Kendrick. So to answer your question, I don't really know. Like, I feel like Cole
don't have none of that though. He just he raps.
Right.
But he raps.
To my point, I don't feel like Cole ever really has like a bar. I'm just like, he ain't really saying that. I feel like Cole gives you more substance. I feel like Cole's more lyrical than Kendrick. Slightly, not by far, but I feel like he is. But
he do not have more substance. And when you come back to the next episode and give me the bar, that because I feel like Kendrick stuff is he writes purposely with a point. I don't think he says stuff just to say it. Give me the bar.
No, I don't think
he says stuff and it don't mean nothing. I think everything means
I'm not saying it doesn't mean nothing. I just mean it's not like as impactful as we feel like it is because of the way he delivers it.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to Google his control verse right now. So we be like, look at these lines.
Hold on, you going to do the control verse? That was him going at rappers.
That one spot. That's our point. Everybody hypes him up because that 1 4-bar spot of him name dropping people, but everything above and under that wasn't that like.
Do we need to listen to this right now?
Maybe we should. We're the lyrics. We gotta listen. We just read it.
No, I don't want to read it because that's not really fair. I don't like reading the lyrics, because then you don't get the inflection.
But that's our point. You fool by the inflection. That's the whole point.
You don't get the inflection. Hold on. All right, we're fine. All right. I'm all right. You said bring up the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
lose our control.
And not to get too deep, but the conversation we were having like a week ago, I was saying I feel like actually now that time has passed, I feel like Big Sean's verse is actually more solid. I enjoy Kendrick's more because of the name dropping. He went ham, he went crazy. But I feel like as far as substance or whatever, I feel like Big Sean had a more substance-filled verse.
Okay, let's see. Can you tell Flex to drop a bomb on this? So many bombs ring the alarm like Vietnam on this. So many bombs make Farrakhan think that Saddam in this. Okay.
Good lines. I'm not saying anything not.
One at a time, I line them up and bomb on they mom while she watching the kids. I'm in the destruction mode if the gold exists. What?
What does this mean? That's like these two lines right here. What does that mean? And bomb on the mom while she watching the kids. I'm not saying that's not like a gruesome bar, but like, what does that mean? And I'm in a destruction mode if the gold exists. Like I'm important like the Pope. I'm a Muslim. I'm poor. I mean, I get that line. I'm not saying I don't get it. I'm Machiavelli's offspring. I'm the king of New York. That was controversial, but I like that line. King of the coast. One hand I juggle them both. The juggernauts. And I'm not saying these lines aren't good. I'm not saying that.
Okay, what are you saying?
But I'm just saying, like, it's specifically, we go back to that gold line and the mom thing. Like, what does that mean? And I'm not saying it doesn't mean nothing to him. I'm not saying it doesn't mean nothing to him. I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything. Somewhere out there, somebody was like, oh, it means this and blah, blah, blah. But the point is, I don't get it.
I feel like this is pretty simple. At one at a time, I line them up and bomb on their mom while they watching the kids. So basically, he's saying anybody can get it. You, your mom, your kids. I'm bombing on all y'all. That's simple.
I get that, but to me, there's a level where it's like, okay, you like doing too much. You're just putting words. You're like, I almost don't want to say this because I like him a lot too. But Lupe, sometimes Lupe can do too much. Where it's like, okay, bro, you saying stuff, but it's like, but you not saying stuff. And that's
some rappers can do that. I'm just arguing the fact that I don't think Kendrick is one of those. Okay, I feel like he's very. I can't think of the word, but he's very purposeful with what he writes and having meaning.
Yeah, the juggernauts all in your jugular. You take me for jokes. I mean, I get that's like a throat thing, but again, it's like, I guess you're saying you're gonna stab him in your throat. I guess, or
no,
he's like, or he down.
No, I feel like juggernauts are referring to bullets.
Okay, well, so the bullets in your throat. I guess, yeah, I get it. Live in the basement, church pews and funeral faces. How am I reaching? How am I reaching? The point I'm saying is like,
this is fire. This is great.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I never said it wasn't good. I'm just saying sometimes I feel like he just puts words together.
And Cole never does that, huh?
I didn't say he never.
Everything
does that. I feel like everybody does
say
that.
is A1, huh?
Better than Kendrick.
You wildin'. Okay. All right, so at the end of the day, you sitting on Cole can rap better than Kendrick.
All right. Let's say this last thing, and then we can continue.
Okay.
What are these next two lines? Break them down for me.
Which one?
The live in the basement to Cartier bracelets.
Live in the basement, church pews and funeral faces. Cartier bracelets for my women friends. I'm in Vegas. Who y'all thought it was supposed to be?
You can stop there. Just those two lines. Can you break those down for me? They sound cool. They sound great. But like, what's he talking about?
I'm not sure about that one.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like this one is basically he talk, funeral faces. Exactly. He talking about he killed you in the funeral, blah, 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 blah. Cartier bracelets for my women friends. I'm in Vegas. I'm guessing that's how women dress in Vegas, maybe.
Balling out, and that's my point that we shouldn't have to like try to decipher this. Like, I'm not saying it's not good. Lupe, again, as an example, amazing artist.
We have to decipher this. Sometimes you have to decipher lyrics.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
No. Matter of fact, before we move on, let's see what Big Sean said. Boy, I'm about my business, own business. I drink liquor, own liquor. What is that? You already on tequila? I had women on women. Yeah, that's bunk bed. I've done live more than an 80-year-old man still kicking, cause they live for some moments and I live for a living. How many times he gonna do that? That's dope.
Yes, it is. You don't think? Wait,
business, liquor.
So you saying you don't think his verse is good?
I don't remember his verse. Oh. I'm just reading the lyrics at this point since that's where we at. Or whatever. Living, business. That's fire.
Okay, first of all,
blessings on blessings.
You make it seem like he's rhyming business. He ain't doing that.
Technically,
no, he's not doing that. The point is, we ain't gotta guess what he's talking about. Like the point I'm trying to make is, I feel like Kendrick does that a lot.
Sometimes simple is better. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. That's true.
And I feel like Kendrick does that a lot where he puts words together. And I feel like the average person, I mean, we reading lyrics, but I feel like there's a lot of people who would swear up and down. You ask them what he's talking about, they probably can't tell you. I mean, I feel like we as artists, sometimes we break it down, we understand what, but I feel like the average person can't. And I feel like sometimes Kendrick does throw stuff in there. It's just like, it just sounds good. And not to say it's not, again, I'm not saying he's not talking about nothing. As we see, he has substance. He's talking about something. But I feel like Cole doesn't do that necessarily. And again, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Like I've already said, I feel like Kendrick's more creative when he puts the words together.
You ever had to explain one of your bars to somebody?
No.
He ain't lyrical enough. He ain't lyrical enough.
I have had people come to me later and be like, "Oh, I didn't catch that," blah blah blah. But I've never had to I don't think anyone's ever asked me like, "What does that mean?" or nothing like that. Have you? Really?
I'm lyrical.
No. Okay. Okay.
Nice. You know me, I can't even name a song right. You know how we done talked about that. So, something got to be explained.
Yeah, I've had bars go over people's head before they come back later. It's like, wow, I've heard the song so many times I never noticed what you were saying. But yeah,
all right.
Like, y'all late, but y'all got it.
So let's go back to it. Like I said, we were comparing Nicole and Kendrick. So who rap better?
I still don't think I can answer that question. And that's why I feel like all three of them deserve to be there.
I feel like both. See, that's the thing. I feel like both of them can rap. Both of them nice lyrically. But when it comes to taking it past, like, I feel like, okay, look. They both show up to work and do their job. But Kendrick goes the extra mile. He has the creativity. He has the voices. He has the this, that, and the third. The twisting it up with the words, blah, 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 blah. Cole just shows up and works. He does a good job, but he just shows up and works. Kendrick does the extra mile. So I gotta give it to Kendrick.
I respect that opinion. I respect it. However, if we use that analogy, I guess the way I view it is if those same two people are at work and I ask them to do a PowerPoint presentation, I feel like Kendrick's gonna be nicer. It's gonna have more flashy transitions and stuff like that. I feel like Cole's gonna be more on topic. I feel like you give them both the same topic. Yeah, I feel like Cole's gonna give you more substance and stuff of what you ask for, which Kendrick might not give you much information, or it's not gonna be as okay. Cole's gonna be exactly this is what I was looking for. Kendrick's nicer, still good presentation, but it might not have all the information I was looking for.
Kendrick's not gonna have to do it because he's gonna get promoted because he's going above and beyond.
So we're gonna pass.
He's going above and beyond.
Ain't got a B. It wasn't an A on the PowerPoint. You got a B on the PowerPoint, but you get a promotion though. So I'll let you slide.
Who got more hits?
Me. That's probably Kendrick as far as hits go. It probably is Kendrick.
Who got more influence?
I don't know, honestly. Drake. That's why he don't do it.
We're not talking about Drake. Drake can't go nowhere.
I think Kendrick's a big influencer. You think he is?
In a way.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, at the very least, he got JID. I'm pretty sure some other people out there, but I just can't think of it right now. But who rap like Cole?
Corday.
Does he?
Yeah. Didn't you say that yourself the other day?
Did he?
When we listened to,
I just kept them jeans. I don't even remember nothing but them jeans. Yeah, did he?
Yeah, I've heard some. I don't think he's big, but I heard another artist recently sound like Cole, and I was like, "This is clearly like I'm just gonna play it. It sounds. I can play it for you later, but it sounds just like Cole." And I was like, "Wow, it was a good song too." But I don't like. I'm not saying the artist did it on purpose, but I don't like people who like copy other people. But it was a good song though. So I don't know. As far as influence, I don't know.
Kendrick, like I said, if that's the only thing we got to kind of change the tide is that he ain't put out something in a while, I don't feel like that's enough. Because I feel like he's done the work enough to know what type of artist he is. I feel like overall, like the artist, he's a better artist. He puts in way more work. He's pushed the envelope more. And, he takes the rap and he takes it over there with it. He's doing the whole storylines. He's doing, like I said, the Triple Butterfly, despite the way we feel about it, he did that. It was a art thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like he's an overall better artist, better songwriter, and I feel like one thing is really hard to do that is kind of slept on is to be able to be, because I feel like Nas kind of had kind of a problem with this because he was like so conscious at times to where his music kind of suffered, and people talk about how he don't know how to pick beats. It's kind of hard to like take that substance and talent and package it in a way that's gonna make somebody dance or make somebody nod their head and rock to it. Kendrick is so good at doing that. He's so great. Like Cole is gonna give you what he gives you, and it's gonna be that, you know, substance or whatever, and it's not bad, but I feel like it's gonna kind of suffer. It might be kind of boring. It might be, you know, whatever. Kendrick knows how to take that same type of substance and combine it with the ratchetness or whatever on the other side that's gonna make you dance, make the girl shake, whatever you want to call it, and put it together, and whereas it works together. It's something you actually want to hear outside of the Pimp a Butterfly, but we know what he did with that or whatever. So I got to stick with Kendrick on there. Like you know, and he coming out, you know, in a couple weeks. You know, we gonna. So you still gonna keep with the I don't know. We go with as far as if we was gonna move somebody, he was going. Are you gonna go to Kendrick?
I still gonna say I don't know, and this is why we can move on. I feel like we can't negate the fact that he hasn't really put out work, and this is the only reason why. And hear me out on this.
That's the only thing holding him back, that he hasn't put out work lately.
Yes, because you actually just convinced me as we were talking just now. You convinced me. I think had he been constantly putting out work, I would agree with you. You just convinced me because I was thinking about, as an artist, I agree. I do feel like he's a better artist than Cole. Maybe not necessarily a rapper, but definitely an artist. I definitely feel that way. So I would say Kendrick can stay, but I feel like we had to take the time into consideration, like, and that could be so many other artists who are also in there. Missy alone, Jay. You know, I feel like there's other people you could possibly put in there if we're not considering time. So I feel like I have to consider time. So I'm gonna say,
well, that's another generation. I don't want to go back that far.
Yeah,
like this is kind of the newer, and they're kind of getting old at this point. So like that's kind of old.
I'm gonna still say I don't know.
So when the album comes out next week,
I'm bugging
if it's fire, then you just
I might have to say, all right, Cole might have to get up out of there.
Okay, so let's go back to Sean. Why can't he be in there? In place of who would he take? Whose place would he take? Or can he be in there? Should he be there?
I feel like we're talking a Rushmore. Then yes, he would be the fourth. But if
keeping it at 3.
If we're talking 3, I don't think so. And it sucks because I'm a really big Sean fan. I might even go as far as say he's my favorite rapper. He definitely was for a while.
He's not your favorite rapper no more?
He might still be. Honestly, recently his past stuff he's put out has still been really good. But to me, it's not hitting the way I wanted to hit.
Last album was like number 2.
You said his last album went number 2?
No, like on my if I was gonna put his albums in the list, it probably would be like number 2.
Wait, you saying his last album would be number 2 as far as his
album?
His album? Mm-hmm. Oh, it was a really good album. I'm not saying it's not. It's not saying he might honestly probably still is my favorite rapper. He's just so consistent, and I love his music.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever really heard a Big Sean song where I was just like, nah, this ain't it. And I can say, I feel like I've had that for other people. I feel like I've had that for other people.
You lucky I can't freestyle right now. Like I know it's something.
Really?
You know I know he got some joints. But go ahead.
I can't think of any. I just was like, nah, this ain't it. Maybe 1 or 2 off an album, maybe, but yeah, not really. I feel like, and I feel like this is tough.
Yeah, like
I feel like he's lacking.
What is he lacking?
Okay, first I don't feel like he's lacking anything, but I mean if we're comparing him to the other 3.
Okay.
I feel like in terms of lyrical ability, I feel like Sean's very lyrical. I feel like, I know you mentioned you feel like he's like a punchline type of guy or whatever. I don't feel like he's that way. I feel like he was maybe when he first came out, like back in the day in his first album, maybe in his second album, but if you really listen to a Sean album now, it's all like conscious. And when I say conscious, I mean like it's very intentional. Like he's talking about
that's the word I was looking for.
He's talking about anxiety. He's talking about family issues. He's talking about problems with like like not being there enough around his family, his mom, his grandma, and stuff like that. It's all like I think I told you recently. I almost feel like it was almost too much with his last album. I was like, it's almost starting to feel preachy at one point. I was like, okay, I get it. You want to inspire people and make us don't give up on our dreams and all that kind of stuff. But after the second listen around, I was like, no, this album's dope. But the first time, I was like, to me, it almost got too much. Like, talk about something else. And not to say that you can't be. I don't want to say you should dumb it down at all, but I don't know. I just kind of I like the I don't F with yous and stuff like that. Sometimes every now and then.
But what is he lacking though? Why is he not in there?
I feel like lyrical ability. I feel like he's not on Cole's level necessarily.
Okay.
And maybe not even Kendrick, and that has to also do with slightly with delivery, and then creativity. I feel like Kendrick outshine him on that too. So I feel like he has those things, but I feel like the other three who are already there outshine him in that department. Big Sean's very creative. He's very lyrical to me, but I feel like the other people in those categories outshine him in that. And so when I say lacking, I mean that's what I mean. Like he's not lacking them, but he doesn't have enough, I think, to touch those top three.
So now I would argue that the only thing that he doesn't do better than Cole is rap. I think he do everything else. He has more creative, better personality, more hits, all that stuff. He just can't rap better than him, but he can rap.
Yeah,
I feel like
he's not better than Cole.
No, he can't rap better than Cole. Hands down, he can't rap better than Cole.
Everything else.
But yeah, I feel like everything else he does better than Cole. I feel like Cole gets that spot. I feel like, first of all, let me put this out here because I'm talking a lot of junk about Cole, and maybe I am. But I will say this as a kind of a little disclaimer. Cole isn't bad or whatever. I don't hate Cole. I don't think he's garbage or anything. I just feel like the good word for it. I feel like he is overrated. He is overrated. I feel like the goalpost is kind of moved for him for some reason. He has like some type of like, I don't know if you call it a cult following or whatever, but I feel like the thing that he is there for is the fact that he can rap very well. But the other things that greats have, he don't have. All the other stuff outside of rapping, the intangibles, the stuff that Drake and Kendrick had, the creativity, the, influence, whatever you want to call it, the bangers, whatever, Cole is lacking in almost all of those areas. But we just overlook that because he can rap good and he ain't even the best rapper per se. I don't think he's the best rapper. And like I said, he shows up to work. He don't even do anything special with it. He come in, he raps well. Dope. But he don't even do anything special with it. Drake can sing. Kendrick can kind of sing too with it and switch it up and do all these different flows with it. They go the extra mile. They more creative with it. They do all different types of songs. And, they're more broad. They can do different types of music. Cole makes his music, that music, he can rap very well. But we got him up there with these other two dudes that can do everything. When we go down, and if we keep going further back with, and start bringing up people, like bring up a Wayne, and why we think he's a great, not only can he rap, but he's creative. He's different. He's influential. He's blah, 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 blah. The type of songs he made. He did rock. He did blah, 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 or whatever. It's more than just he can rap very well. With everybody, that's a great. But Cole, he can rap well. He deserves to be the best. People throw his name out there all the time for the greatest rapper. How? What does he have outside the fact that he's nice?
First of all, and not to move the goalposts and like that, but, and I know you're gonna disagree, but he might be. I'm not gonna say he's the best, but he's definitely one of the best rappers. And I think I don't think people move the goalposts, but let's say for argument's sake they do, it's because he does it the best. Like he's so well. Like you say, he comes to work and does his job, and that's it. He does his job better than anybody else. Like he's one of the best rappers that's out right now. I think he raps better than Drake and Kendrick. In terms of just rapping, like
that ain't enough.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it is.
So many. I watch a lot of battle rap, y'all. It's so many rappers that's nice, but they can't make a lick of music. But they nice though. You put them on a beat, y'all ain't gonna put them as the top rapper.
But the problem is they ain't making. You said they can't make good music. A lot of people think Cole can make. I like Cole's music. I think Cole makes really good music. Is he making as many bangers as Sean? No.
He's not making any at all. He don't have them. That's the problem.
He does have bangers.
He don't have them.
He does.
When it comes, like I said, we go into like since that's what's popping right now, the verses. He can't stand up with nobody.
Yeah, you knew. I'm just gonna Dreamville. He has
With the exception of like, if you want to go and like, you was throwing out some people that's just like, come on, like, of course not him, but anybody respectable, he's not gonna have the hits it takes to go up against a Jay-Z set list, a Drake set list, a Kendrick set list, a DMX set list, RP. Anybody that's reputable, a Wayne set list, a Ye set list, anybody that's great, a Missy set list. Even a 2 Chainz set list. He doesn't have the firepower to go against these people. Everybody that's a great, they got multiple joints that you put on. Oh, that's that joint. It's not Cricket Smile.
Okay, first of all, I disagree with the Kendrick thing. I definitely, him and Kendrick would be an amazing versus. Secondly, no one can stand up against Ye, Jay, or Drake, or Wayne.
I named a lot of people.
Ye, Drake, Jay, Wayne. Nobody can do that.
Say X.
I'm not even touch that just because out of respect. I'm gonna leave X alone.
I said Missy.
Nobody can really touch Missy.
I'm saying these excuses for everybody.
I'm saying nobody. You named the people who like nobody can touch. But I disagree with Kendrick. I disagree with 2 Chainz. Like Cole has a pretty good catalog. He has a really good catalog.
What he gonna put on when Man Down come on? Yeah, Man Down. Wait, what's he gonna put on?
Okay, so that's a difference. You're comparing like hard hits, which is hits in general, and that you can say that about like anybody.
That's the problem. He don't have a lot of hard hits at all. Like he's not an underground rapper, but he moves like an underground rapper. But we give him, mainstream artist accolades.
I mean, he a mainstream artist. What do you want to admit?
I mean, he is, but he doesn't move like a mainstream artist as far as his output and the type of music he puts out, his personality, his visuals, all of that. He's very subdued, low key, whatever But when we talk about greats, when we lay down the list of greats, it's something that they have outside of just the fact that they're good at rapping. And some of these people that we might put in greats ain't even necessarily the best at rapping all the time. Because, I mean, some people can slide in depending on, whatever, like a Missy or, we talked about Jeezy a little bit or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? But they have something else that they do. And I just feel like I said, he shows up to work. I feel like, yeah, he nice. He a good rapper. But I don't feel like he's that good for us to kind of move the goalpost to be like, well, that's all you need. He gotta have a little bit more, in my opinion. He needs a little bit more. Just like, remember when we had that conversation not too long ago, we talked about Fabulous. Mm-hmm. Fabulous, one of the nicest, lyrically, whatever. He has more hits, more, he kind of on Big Sean's level as far as the hits and stuff, whatever. But he can rap better than Big Sean, I would say.
I disagree with that, but whatever. We're not arguing.
We don't have to argue that. But the point at the end of the day is Big Sean's super nice. He just that and the third or whatever. But wasn't nobody ever really looking at him as a top 3 artist. Uh-huh. But for some reason, Cole is. And I don't feel like he raps that much better than Fabulous and has less output as far as being a mainstream artist than a Fabulous. And he is considered to be the greatest or the top 3 or whatever. But Fabulous, and I feel like part of that is the time he came out in. So that makes me wonder, where would Cole be in that time if you put out? I feel like he would be getting overlooked. Because I feel like back then, you definitely needed more than lyrics. Because everybody could rap. Yeah. Today, he's a big fish in a small pond. Rapping ain't as important. So he comes out and he's rapping very well. It stands out. Or whatever. But back then, you had to do more than rap. Everybody can rap. What else you got? Then maybe that's part of it. And we close enough age, so I don't see what you feel like. You should kind of feel me to a certain extent that you need a little bit more than just rapping. Back then, when we, in our heyday, our time or whatever, you had to rap, you had to do this, you had to have a personality, you had to have a superstar, you had to have a style with it. You couldn't just come in and just be nice. Everybody nice.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you don't have to, nowadays everybody ain't nice. So he got more room to breathe. But I still feel like, I guess from where I come from or whatever in the music I like, you need more than just you nice. I know that Cole is nice. He can rap for sure. But he's lacking in a lot of areas when we start looking at the greats and what they bring to the table outside of just rapping good.
I mean, I agree with that. I disagree on a level that you think he doesn't like have anything else. I feel like he has those things.
What do you got?
I mean, I feel like he makes good songs. Like I said, I feel like he makes good songs. I feel like he's creative in a sense, but it's not as high as like a Big Sean or a Kendrick or even a Drake. Or Missy for sure. I don't know what's creative Missy, but he has it still. The best example I can give you, and I mentioned this before to you, I don't think people are moving the goalposts. I think it's averaging out. Like, and I think this is the best example I can give is that when you have like a video game, we make a creative play like a 2K or whatever, wrestling game or whatever, and we have all these stats. And I don't even want to break down the stats right now and make my head explode. But if Cole was 100 on rapping ability, and like let's say Drake is at like an 85, Kendrick at 90 or whatever, Sean Bell's. So he's outshining by far. And we talked about this before. And I mean, you said like 0 for everything else. But
I don't know if I said 0, but it's pretty low for a lot of the other things.
But if so if he's low in the other fields like creativity or charisma and other stuff, his skill that rapping is so high at 100, everybody else is like 80 or whatever. I feel like it kind of balances them out, and I think that's why people don't necessarily move the goalposts. But he's still that great to them. Whereas everybody else, like Big Sean might have higher charisma, might have higher creativity, might have higher hits, like you say, like bangers, like Billboard, whatever. But and Cole might be lower in all other things. But if his rapping is at 100 and Sean's at like an 80, they might even out or be close to the same, whatever.
It ain't no way he rapping that good to even out those low scores.
See,
a lot of people you say he got good songs. It's a lot of people that got good songs. They ain't at the top 3 though. Tyler ain't in there. Sean ain't in there. There's a lot of people got good songs.
Yeah, but they're not, and that's the thing. They're not. The rapping is that high. That's what I'm saying. Like the rapping, his lyrical ability is like that high. And good.
He's the best rapper ever created.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying he's like high.
When you start moving back, the further you move back, the lower he drops on the list.
Regardless, that doesn't say about the top 3. We're talking about the top 3 right now. If we're talking about time, then probably none of them 3's in there. If we're talking like that way. None of them, Drake probably not in there either if we're talking that way.
I don't know about that.
You think Drake outdoes like Pac, Big, Jay, Nas,
I don't
Missy?
know about that. I feel like Drake and Kendrick, at the very least, Drake and Kendrick could hold their own then, more so than Cole could. I feel like he would be overlooked. I
don't think he'll be overlooked, but I do agree with you in a sense. I do feel like he wouldn't get as much attention as he is. I agree with that.
I feel like Cole would probably be like, back then he might be like Cannabis maybe or something like that.
I disagree with that only because of, like, I mean, obviously you disagree with this.
Because Cannabis it was fire, like lyrically or whatever, right. But he was never like made it to, you know, or whatever.
I don't know where he would be. I don't agree with Cannabis though, because I feel like Cole doesn't make good music. I know you don't really feel that way, but I feel like Cole doesn't make good music.
Hold on.
What?
He don't make bad music, but like I said, I don't feel like it's to the level, and it don't hold the same weight as a lot of the greats as far as music goes.
I agree. If Cole came out 20 years ago, whatever, 15 years ago, whatever, I do agree. I feel like he would have been overlooked more. I don't think he'd be completely overlooked though. I think Cole would still be making waves, just not at the level he's at now. I do agree with that. I feel like we can agree with that.
Yeah. So if we fast forward to now. I just feel like, like I said, maybe it's because, where I come from with my music, you need more. You need more to it. Like I said, his voice doesn't stand out in no way. He doesn't have any like special type of flow or special type of creativity. He doesn't have those hits that the greats have that we love. Pick out any of them. You're going to be able to probably name like 5 joints. It's like, oh yeah, that's my, It don't hold the same weight. He moves like an underground artist or whatever. Like I said, but I feel like we give him, accolades or whatever. He's not bad. I just feel like he's overrated, and I wouldn't be mad even though Sean isn't my favorite artist either, he's definitely not perfect in my eyes. But I do like Sean. But I wouldn't be mad if he was in there. Why not? He does everything better than Cole, except for he doesn't rap as well. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he don't rap that well. Like he would have to be the best rapper ever created for that to even out. I understand what you're trying to say with the even out. Like, yeah, okay, let's say we give him 100 in the rapping or whatever. That's fine, but all the rest of the joints is low. It ain't that much evening out when Big Sean is consistent. It's like he might have an 80, but everything else is consistent. He still should average out to be higher than Cole if his only call to action is the lyrics. But okay, let's move on a little bit. Let's move a little further into it.
Okay.
A matter of fact, you want to go into. Let me throw a few more rappers out there first. Okay. All right, and then we can go into what makes a good rapper, or whatever. Okay. All right, so we talked about Sean a little bit. Mm-hmm. You feel like he, shouldn't be there. I feel like he could, or whatnot.
I feel like he's close. I feel like he's close, very close. Like I said, I think if it was 4, I would put him in 4.
It's not. I feel like it's not fair that Sean doesn't really get nothing.
I agree. But
we give it all to Cole like he the best, but Sean gets nothing. I don't think that's fair.
I agree.
But all right, I'm gonna throw some other people out there. I'm not saying they should be there. I'm just throwing it out there because they kind of in the same kind of genre and they're big artists. All right, let's go back to Future.
So I just can't do it. I like you.
Can he take Cole's place?
No. I don't think you can take Kendrick's either. Like, nobody. I don't feel like... If you want to put him as a 4th, I get why. I wouldn't put him as a 4th either. But I get why somebody might put him as a 4th. I get it.
I mean, when we talk about it, he kind of... That's what I'm talking about. Can Cole beat Future in the verses?
That's actually a tough one. And I'm only saying that. I'm only saying that because it's different. It's different. To me, that's like comparing, like... I don't even know. I can't even know.
Cole got to go up against a neo soul artist. He can't go up against none of the rappers.
I disagree with that.
He can't go up against none of the artists and win.
I disagree with that. But they're two different artists. I don't think it would be good versus. Yeah. Now if I got homework to do, now if I got to go home and write all these
what he gonna put on when Real Sisters come on?
And that's what I'm saying. Like Cole don't have like them hard body joints, but I mean he might have like Middle Child and like a few others.
That's it. Right? He just put that out yesterday.
But he might have like maybe like a 3 or 4 more, but like he don't have a whole lot. Like he has good songs, but not like he ain't got no March Madness. Like he ain't got right.
Exactly. That's my point. That means something when you talking about greats and top 3s. That means a lot.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't, but he still makes good music. He just don't have like them club bangs or the ones that's gonna make you get hype in or whatever. But it's still really good music. Like to me, this is gonna be a terrible example because obviously Cole is a rapper. So for me to even say this example is gonna be, I already know you probably gonna run all over me with it, but that's like saying like a Sade or somebody like she ain't got them, but she's still making dope music. Like Whitney ain't got them, but Whitney's Whitney. Like, and I feel like that's what Cole is. I feel like Cole is. He still makes good music. Like he just because he might not have a bunch of headbangers or club bangers or whatever, or them hard body joints, but like a Snoop might have or like Future or whatever. He still has dope music.
All of them have them.
Not really.
All of them. Name a great that don't. All of them have them.
And honestly, I don't think Kendrick has a lot. He does have them. But I don't think Kendrick has a lot of those. Not the hard body ones. He has a few. I don't think Kendrick has a lot. That's why I feel like they'd be good verses.
How?
Name like 5 like hard body like Kendrick songs.
I said just swimming pools.
It's not hard body. It's a good song.
What Cole can beat swimming pools?
I don't know if
it don't even matter.
I don't know if he beats him, but I'm just saying
he can't beat it.
I'm not saying he can't because Swimming Pools is a great song. I'm not saying he can't, but Cole has a lot of dope joints like Swimming Pools that's not like it's not like club bangers like Future has.
Even Kendrick's softer stuff or whatever, it hits different. and Cole wouldn't be able to beat. Like, like he throwing Poetic Justice. What Cole gonna do? It's not like a hard banger, but it's still one of them joints. Like, oh, Poetic Justice. What can he put on?
I feel that way about Nobody's Perfect with Missy.
Nobody care about that darn Nobody's Perfect.
I care about Nobody's Perfect.
You the only one. You in the minority on that one. Don't nobody.
You just hate Cole. Everything I say could be minority.
Say in the comments, yo. Can
Everything
Nobody's Perfect beat Poetic Justice?
I'm not saying it can beat it, but it's giving that same vibe. Like, it's a dope song.
That's a song that you think is dope, and let's say it is dope. Almost anything can beat that Kendrick puts up there.
I don't know, but Nobody's Perfect is fire. Nobody's Perfect is fire.
Oh, well, you just said Poetic Justice. Swimming pools can't beat it. If he puts on Humble, that's not gonna beat it. I mean, that's gonna beat it. He can put DNA on, that's gonna beat it. Like, this is freestyle. What's up?
That's your opinion.
Come on, answer the question. So those songs ain't gonna beat it.
I'm not saying that they won't beat it. They might, but Nobody's Perfect is very high up there for me. I can't even say. I can't say they won't. But I can say they won't beat it though. I can't say they will or won't.
Yeah, you can.
Nah, I can't.
Okay. Once you hear them, you need me to play DNA. Inside my DNA. Only way Cole might can win is if he just played the Pimp a Butterfly album. The whole time.
You're just talking crazy.
That's the only way. He do not have the firepower to beat anybody reputable. Okay, but so Future, he definitely can't beat no Future set. Future is too over the top. He can't beat a Future set. But let's move on. Wiz.
Nah.
Why not? Even in his prime?
Even in his prime, I don't think Wiz is there. I like Wiz, but I don't think Wiz is there. And I mean that most respectful way. I like Wiz. I don't think he's at that level with the rest of them. Even in his prime, I don't think Wiz ever really reached that level of like top 4 like that, like Rushmore.
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. I like 2 Chainz. I feel the same way. I kind of feel like with the Wiz thing. I feel like 2 Chainz ain't at that level.
I feel like he got a lot of influence too, and like at one point you could not escape 2 Chainz.
I agree.
You could not escape whether it's a song on a feature. It's just like, all right, let's put on the radio. How long for 2 Chainz show up?
Yeah, and I feel like at one point a lot of artists that started coming out of Atlanta started sounding like 2 Chainz at one point too.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Could he be in there?
No.
I feel like out of that group, if you're gonna put somebody out of that group, it would have to be Future. I feel like you can't.
Who Future, Wiz, and 2 Chainz?
No, I'm saying like that, like Atlanta group. You can't skip past Future and put 2 Chainz in there. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna put somebody in that group in the 3, it would have to be Future. He's the top candidate.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. Travis Scott.
I can't lie, that might be the one. I don't know how I completely forgot about Travis. Now here's the thing with Travis. I love Travis. I'm a big Travis fan.
I did not know this. I didn't think he was. I thought he was gonna be like, no.
I love Travis. I love Travis. And honestly, recently I feel like he's almost been more consistent than Sean had. Honestly, but here's my only, I guess, reservation. I guess with Travis. Is that
Astroworld? Yeah, he was kind of crazy.
Nah. Travis is very consistent. Travis makes fire songs. Now you really got me thinking like, do I like Travis more than Sean? Travis fire.
Really? I'm shocked that you're saying this.
I like Travis a lot. I like Travis a lot.
Not lyrical though.
And that's what I get to. I was gonna say the only thing with Travis though is I feel like Travis ain't really giving you like super dope punchlines or bars.
It's vibes.
Yeah, right. It's all vibes. And one of my friends recently mentioned that he don't even consider Travis as a rapper. And when you think about it, I mean, he not really giving any bars. Like you said, it's all vibes. I can't even picture Travis giving us like a freestyle, like Rap City in the Basement. I can't even picture Travis doing that. Like, and it's somebody who's a big Travis fan. Like I said, I know you didn't know that, but I'm a really big Travis fan. I like Travis music a lot.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but is it fair for us to even put him on the Rushmore when he's really, to my friend's point, is he? I'm not saying he's not a rapper, but he ain't giving you bars. He ain't really giving you lyrics. Like I said, now that I'm really thinking about it, I can't picture Travis giving us a freestyle.
Okay.
I'm not saying he can't do it. I can't picture. Can you?
No, I mean he hasn't done it up to this point, has he?
I'm trying to think of like interviews and other shows. I can't think of. He may have been like, was he in one of the freshmen? I don't remember being in the freshman.
Was he?
I don't remember him being in the freshman. He might have been though. Maybe I just forgot. I probably wasn't a fan of his back then if he was.
Travis Scott kicks off the top freestyle. Let's check it out real quick. I got no sound.
Is that one?
There you go.
Oh man, did you bring a bird? I know they told you, right?
You a rapper.
You fucking that up, so you do it. Oh shit.
He don't want to do it.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was laughing too much about the hottest bars we ever heard. I was like, dang, I feel stupid right now.
4 in the morning, shit.
Okay, here we go.
I dive and I curse. I dive and low worse. We dive and we lurk. Out on the scene, blowing no green. Been in my jeans, Molly, you know what the scene. Margilla dipping up coast. I'm out on the boat. We freestyle, niggas spitting the rhymes off the throat. I'm moving, I'm screaming, moving, I'm dodging and grooving. Swing in the morning, nigga ain't losing. iPhone 6, I'm chirping and lurking the scene. You know I get it, blowing, I'm blowing the mean. Mr. So clean, no bald head, the dreads never. The braids Weber, you niggas, I change
The braids Weber.
My dollar bills, the hundreds and fifties, no 20s. Tens, I'll never get it, money is plenty. On the $1 billion mind scheme, on the rhyme scheme. You know the flame doing on the damn 5 day. Dress hair with the retro. Might pull up on the show, trill electro. Might hit the Amsterdam with the Maslow. The flame coming through with the next flow. I'm looking at the dash, it's
You
so
bumping hard, boy.
I'm looking at your girl, that's my bitch.
Okay.
Now she living with. I ain't rolling through with written shit. This
Okay.
is straight flow.
What beat is this?
I don't know. I do not like this beat.
Nigga like me, I'm blowing smoke. Hotel at my door, like you gotta go.
Is he really rapping this whole time?
You gotta know, free the snowman, free my nigga
can't
Big Millie. He the first nigga, show me duffel bag with Millie. Nigga put me
He
in
might
the
be. Is he rapping the whole time? Okay.
I'm kicking the freestyle days before rodeo, nigga don't get wet.
Okay, here's what I gotta say about that. First of all, it sounded like some of that was written, but it sounded like half of it sounded like actually freestyle. So I give him props for that.
You thought that was written?
Some of it sounded like in the beginning, it sounded like some of it might have been like written in the very beginning, like the first like 4 bars or so. After that, it sounded like
He wrote Braids Brother?
that was later on. But I give him props for actually freestyling if it was, because it sounded like most of that was actually freestyle. What I like though, I like that even as he's freestyling, it still sounds like your typical Travis song. Like he didn't lose like the Travis. Like I thought you just throw that. There was a little pitch correction on there, some straight ups and whatever, and it sounded like a Travis song. Like he didn't sway from what he does. I just kind of like that about that freestyle.
That's what anyone else turning up the volume and there was no noise. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, in terms of rapping though, again, that didn't help nothing. That I can't put him for that reason. I feel like I can't put him up there, but I do love Travis' music. But just for that reason, just for his rapping ability alone.
Why are you knocking people off for rapping ability?
So you would put him in the top 4? He put on the Rushmore?
No. That's not the point.
Because if we're talking about top rappers, you gotta be able to rap at least. Like, it's, even in hip hop. Okay, let's say this top 4 hip hop artists. Hip hop is like rap. You gotta be able to rap. You can't sing your way into the top 4 Rushmore. We're talking hip hop artists. You can't sing your way in there like a lot of the other new rappers do. Like you can't. You gotta be able to rap.
So we just talking about like the act of being able to rap. You're not talking about he can't rap better than.
No, we are talking about that too, but like you just can't, and that's why I don't put him in that. If we were just talking about he can rap, then I would put Travis up there. But I don't think he can rap better than a lot of people.
Because we go back to people like Missy, Jeezy, they not the most lyrical people, but
no, but they're
we
rapping.
gonna knock them out because
they were rapping though. Like Jeezy and like Travis doesn't really rap.
He's not rapping.
Yeah, he's not rapping.
So he like has like his own.
I mean, man, stop saying it. Man, stop saying that. Because technically, I guess he is rapping. It's just a different type of rap.
I mean, we can give him his own kind of section or whatever. Like it's something else. But okay.
Before we go, so you would. Well, how do you feel about that? How do you about Travis being top 4? Like, I feel like you were kind of playing devil's advocate. I thought you were just kind of like.
Yeah, I feel the same way I feel about him and 2 Chainz. I would actually put him behind 2 Chainz, but I still don't think anybody on that Atlanta type side or whatever, can't nobody skip past Future.
I agree.
Or whatever. And if we was gonna get rid of Future, it still wouldn't be him. I would let 2 Chainz get in there before Travis. Actually,
I would only because of longevity reasons. Travis only dropped 3 albums so far, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I just based on that, I had to.
That was longevity. Can't have 2 Chainz is old.
But I mean,
he did Duffel Bag Boy. Yeah.
But I just mean, I feel like to put him on a Rushmore for 3 albums, I feel like it's kind of unfair. I feel like he had to be like dumb hot. And I like all 3 of his albums.
He's been out a long time though.
Yes.
He's had the longevity. Like he may not have been here as long as some other people, but he's had the longevity.
I mean, yeah, but even then, okay. So longevity aside, just him rapping, I can't do it.
Okay, so let's get into what makes a great rapper. When we talk about a great rapper, what are like the 5-6 things, whatever, that you would say makes a great rapper?
And now this was what I was saying earlier that I knew was gonna come back.
Qualities.
I feel like this argument should be hip hop artists, not rapper. Because I mean, rapper is just your rapping ability.
Yeah, but we say rapper, we know.
I know.
Semantics.
Right, like I don't want to get too deep into semantics though, because I don't want you to be like, whoa, this person. But okay, so let's say rapper. Okay, mine is rapping ability or bars. I'm gonna put that in one big category. I'm gonna say bars in general. Mm-hmm. Delivery is a big part of that. You can have bars and terrible delivery.
Well, you said rapping ability, so you separated the rapping ability and delivery is like the same. You separated them.
Yeah, because people can have, I think, an off delivery or whatever, which is like, oh man, they saying some really good stuff, but it's just like the way, like they off beat or whatever. To me, that changes things. Okay. To me, my opinion. So I'm gonna say rapping ability and bars. Well, yeah, semantics rapping ability. I'm gonna say bars, like I said the first time. Bars, lyrics, bars and lyrics. Delivery. I have charisma. That is the third one. I have song, and this one doesn't word it well, but song creation, the ability to put a song together, which I feel like a lot of battle rappers don't have, which is why I feel like they don't succeed.
Well, they better now.
They are better now.
Yeah, it's a lot of battle rappers that make. Yeah,
they are better now. I agree with that. And then this last one, well, I feel like all 3 of these last ones are kind of iffy, charisma and song creation, but this last one I feel like it's definitely a little. But beat selection. And I feel like, yeah, and the reason I say it's a little iffy, it's on the line because that's not really.
I'm gonna kill Cole if we gonna throw that in there. I'm gonna
kill
him.
It's not really an artist. It's not that artist necessarily. But that's part of being an artist, though. I mean, if we're gonna throw charisma in, I feel like beat selection should also be a thing. I mean, that doesn't change like necessarily how good they are as a rapper or whatever. But I feel like beat selection goes a far way.
I'm gonna kill Cole.
Yeah, you have terrible beats.
We putting that in there because he does not have the dopest beats. That's always been one of my issues with Cole.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That he makes his beats, and like I said, they're not necessarily bad beats, but they all kind of the same. They not no type of upbeat, no type of real It's just like jazzy beats. He love them jazzy kind of samples or whatnot. He's not a good beat selector / maker. I wouldn't want him doing my album. Would you want him doing yours?
No, but but he does make good beats. But I feel like first of all, even his jazzy beats are good. But to your point, that's why I would want to make my beats. I don't think they're that bad beats.
Most of them sound the same.
I disagree with that.
Similar.
But I feel like that's beat selection for him. I feel like he picks those beats. I feel like if he wanted to make something hotter, he could. And I'm not gonna do it on this thing, but afterwards, he made this one beat for Jay that Jay never used. Fire. But then Cole didn't use it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Right. Now, granted, in his offense, it was a New York beat. It was clearly a New York beat, so he can't use it. Came from New York, but so that's beat selection. I feel like Cole could make fire beats if he wanted to. I feel like he just chooses to make these, like to your point, jazzy beats so that he raps off of. So I mean, that's beat selection. That's to be.
That's the last one on your joint, right?
Yeah, I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. That's beat selection.
That's problem. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So those are your 5, or how many
5.
was that?
It's just 5. Yeah, I just 5.
All right, I got lyrics, song making ability / hits. Then I got creativity style, and then parentheses I got intangibles, which is personality, charisma. So that's kind of all one thing: creativity style. Then influence and longevity.
Those last 2 are actually really good. I like influence. I like longevity too.
So.
Longevity, that's a kind of iffy one for me too. I say that's to me, it's a little on the fence.
Longevity isn't good.
It's a good one. It's a great one, in fact. But I just feel like you had this certain artists, those certain anomalies, like your Lauryn Hills or Unfortunately Big, that they might have had the longevity, but they're so high in everything else that I feel like kind of
Lauryn Hill, but she was in a whole group before though, so we give her the
yeah.
She got longevity. She just didn't have the most longevity by herself.
But how many? And this is me. I'm not kind of whatever. I'm being like, this is a serious question. Me being ignorant to her music. How many albums did they have? Like, if you just have whatever. Like, I don't know a lot of.
I think they had 2 or 3.
Okay.
2 or 3. I'm not a aficionado on Fugees, but I think they had 2 or 3. Let's check real quick. Look at the discography. Oh,
So
2.
So 2 plus her Miseducation is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 3 albums.
So she had a little run.
Yeah.
So out of we got a lot of the same joints.
So roughly about 7 if we count your longevity and what was that one you said? The second last
Influence.
Influence. I like that one too.
So out of all those, if we was kind of gonna put them in order of importance, which one do you think is worth the most?
I thought you were gonna disagree with this, but bars to me, lyrics. Because if you don't have that, you're not a rapper. You're not a good rapper to me. And you have. I mean, you can make them for other areas, like you mentioned Missy several times and Jesus or whatever. But well, even in that, I shouldn't even say that. I should scratch that from the record because Missy and Jeezy both have lyrics. They both are very lyrical.
No, they're not.
I disagree. I thought they are. They might not. I mean, they might be talking conscious stuff or whatever, but it's not. I thought they have lyrical ability. I thought they are good. And don't get me wrong, they have a lot of lines where they're just like saying stuff, like because it sounds cool.
And before y'all even say nothing, Missy is in my top 10.
Yeah,
I'm just speaking in what I feel is reality as far as Missy. Do we look at her as being a lyrical rapper or having a pen? No. She's
lyrical rapper, no.
She's a very simple rapper, which is dope. I love Missy. She's in my top 10, but we're not looking at her like she's a lyrical rapper.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying she's a lyrical rapper. I'm saying she has it. It's not 100% complete nonsense. Like, and I'm not gonna drop no names, but a lot of rappers today are literally this line is about ice on my wrist. This line is bitches. This line is my whip. Like it's like it's like all over the place. Like that's not bars to me. Like they're just saying stuff that rhymes. Whereas Missy, although she's not known for being a lyrical mastermind, but she ain't just dropping random stuff out of nowhere. I feel like neither GG doesn't really do that either.
He's one of the most simple ever.
Right, but
which is not, like I said, bad thing. Right. A lot of times, simple is better. A lot of his stuff is dope. And I feel like I said, he makes up a lot of ground with his delivery, his ad libs, his beat selection, all that stuff. And like I say, he just make good songs or whatnot. But as far as lyricism, he's kind of low. Like if we gonna talk about the make your own player, like
I agree with that. But
Cole is 100, he like a what 40?
Nah, Jeezy ain't that
50.
No, Jeezy's. If you go listen to Jeezy music, especially after like now, like when I've gone back and listened to it, I'm like, oh, he actually like. Okay, now here's the thing too. We have to consider kind of like what I just said.
Okay.
For other people who are actually trash lyricists, how do you? What are they, 10s? Like, if Jesus is 40 or 50, other people like 10s? Like, cause they not saying like nothing.
I'm
like, okay, yeah, Jesus not super lyrical.
How we really like separating this? Because when I think lyrical, I'm talking about vocabulary, the way you putting the words together, the flow, the intricacy of the lyricism. That's kind of what I'm looking more at it like, and he's not intricate at all.
Yeah, I agree. He's very straightforward.
Because we both broke it up. We broke it up as far as we put lyrics in one category and we put song making ability in one category. Yeah. So he can be really good at making a song or whatnot, but not be lyrical, and that's okay.
Right.
Since we separated it.
I agree.
So that's why I said like 40, 50, because he's not intricate at all. It's just. We don't drink Pepsi. We just sell Coke. Yeah. And it's dope. It's dope. I'm not saying it's not dope, but it's very simple. So that's why I'm like, okay, the lyrics is low. You're not a lyrical rapper. But if you're saying like they're not just saying a bunch of nonsense, then I guess that's another way to look at it. But I don't look at it that way.
I feel that. I'll meet you there. I'll say 50. I'll probably say higher, at least like 60, 65. But I'll say 50. But if that's the case, and I know we're not talking about the other trash rappers, but if that's the case, there are other people who are out here like, you know, I got some eyes on my wrist. Hey, I got this dick on my bitch. Hey, I got like in that case, they gotta be at least like 20. Like they not saying anything.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Well, I'll give Jeezy 50 then. I'll meet you.
Facts. A lot of them, like you said, I don't even know if I call that rap. Like you said, like you know me, I was giving people Fs on my shit. So I mean,
okay, well I'll meet you after. I'll say 50. I'll settle with 50. I disagree with, but I'll settle there. We'll say 50. But I still gotta put lyrics to me. You have to have something like. If you're not a good lyricist to me, then you can't even. To your point, like you said about the other people, you can't consider that rap. Like you ain't a rapper if you ain't got good lyrics. So I gotta put that at the forefront. I don't care how good your beat is. If you're a trash rapper, I don't care how good your charisma is. All the other stuff. If you're not a good rapper. I thought of somebody. Oh boy, I sent you. I'm not gonna drop the name, but I sent you the other day.
What? Watch what?
I said, oh boy, I sent you the other day. You got the antics and everything.
Oh,
but
yeah,
as far as the
yeah,
song,
yeah.
it's like, I mean,
he almost not a rapper.
Right, exactly.
And
that's my point. I don't care how crazy your charisma is, how good of a songwriter you are, how your beat is. If your lyrics suck, I can't respect you as a rapper. So I gotta put that as my number one for me.
I think the song is the number one. And I feel like if you know how to make good songs, your lyrics will be okay. You may not be the best lyricist, but if you know how to do a song, your lyrics are gonna be okay. At least they're gonna be fine. If you know how to make a song or write a song, because I feel like that's Missy all day. She knows how to write a song. She like went to the Hall of Fame or something for being like for writing and stuff. Like she wrote for other artists and stuff. Yeah, she knows how to write songs. But is she like when it comes to rapping, is she like lyrical and very intricate with it and all this? No, but she knows how to write a song. So I think it's a few rappers you can name to where like they not the most extra with the lyricism, but they know how to make good songs, good music. So I feel like lyricism is lower than what a lot of people would put it. I care about lyricism, especially me as a rapper. I care about lyricism. I know you care about lyricism when you actually write. But when I actually look at music and I say, can you get by without it? Yeah. Like, so I would probably put lyricism, because it is important. I'll probably put it like 3. Because I feel like if you can write songs really well and you got creativity and like charisma, you don't really need like lyricism like that. Like if it's a pie, we talked about this. If it's a pie and we like, okay, this makes a dope rapper. I feel like lyrics can be pretty small. Like it can be like 20% of the pie and you can still be a great rapper. You can still get by off the songwriting ability, your swag, your charisma, you creative. I think you good. Because if you have those things, like I said, songwriting, your lyrics is kind of, they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. If you can write songs real well, you have some sort of lyricism. Yeah. But, you know, it's still it's levels. It's levels.
I can't agree with that.
And I said, out of that list, it's important because at the end of the day, you're a rapper. Right. So you got to be saying something that means something or whatnot. And, I mean, let's see. Yeah, so I'll probably put it like 3 or 4 as far as lyrics. If it was a pie, it probably would look even smaller. If I was making a pie. If we're doing a list, it would probably look a little better because I put it like 3 or 4 as far as important. If it was a pie, it probably the slice would probably be a little smaller for me for lyricism.
That's tough. He made a really good point. I can't argue with that. That's a really good point. You make really good songs, your lyrics can't lack. But I feel like it still has to be there. Because then I feel like in terms, if you're just making good songs with your lyrics like trash, I feel like it can't be trash. Like,
right.
That still have to be really good, I think.
So they kind of go hand in hand. They can't. Yeah. You can't make, even though they kind of do it today. But in our conversation, you can't make dope songs and be a good songwriter and just have trash lyrics.
All right, and
it's not really possible.
Right, and I was gonna say, I mean, because in that case, I feel that affects your longevity.
Right.
To me, because if you're making good songs and like, oh, this song's hot, it's catchy. The lyrics up, that person isn't gonna last long. That's not gonna last for so long.
So how do you feel about let's take a little bit of a side turn. So we're talking about like lyrics, right? And how lyrical somebody is. Who was more lyrical, Biggie or Tupac?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say Pac, but that's actually a really tough one. That's actually a really tough one. I'm gonna say Pac, but that's very.
No, why you say Pac?
I just like just because of the subject matter. I feel like Biggie talked more street stuff, where I feel like Pac was a little more wider range. I feel like Pac had a more broad range. But but again, I said that's a very tough call for me to pick.
I always felt like Biggie was the better rapper, but I feel like Pac, most of the time gets the number one spot because of his passion and like the stuff he spit was kind of like poetry, but it wasn't the most intricate.
Right.
I feel like Pac was actually kind of simple.
He was.
He was kind of simple, but I guess would you call him kind of an anomaly? Because you can't really say. I guess Pac would be considered, lyrical, but he wasn't intricate. He was kind of more simple. Like Biggie was a lyricist, just straight up a lyricist. The way he flowed, rap or whatever, he was a lyricist. But people felt that passion and that kind of poetry that Pac did, and you could understand it or whatever. So would you kind of say like maybe Pac is an anomaly, maybe like because you would say Pac is lyrical, right? But he's not like he's kind of simple though.
Yeah, but again, I feel like it was like the subject matter. Like he wasn't just talking about random street stuff though.
Right.
Yeah, he was actually talking about things that I feel like people cared about, people could relate to, and it was. I feel like he had a broader range.
He sell rocks. Feels good, put money in your mailbox. It ain't nothing to that, but you feel it.
Right, yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, some people can get away with that. Everybody can't get away with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still, as far as lyricism, I guess, you could throw Pac in there. He different. It's different. But when you talking about like actually technically, I'm going to Biggie as far as if we just talking about lyricism.
Yeah.
Or whatnot.
I see that.
But I feel like, that was a good little conversation about the Big Three. So since Cole is retiring, how do you think that's going to... First of all, how you feel about that?
First of all,
you're the fan.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
No.
Why?
Because no rapper does that. Jay, I feel like the other rappers who I'm retiring, and they might, to their point, some of them actually might take a year off, maybe two, and then they right back. And it's hard. I get it. It's hard to turn that switch off, that passion like they have for making music. So I get it. I think most of them, and Cole might be right. He might be for real legit. Like I'm not coming back, but I feel like most of them, they probably just burned out, or they feel like they're having like a creativity, or they feel like, I've been doing this for years now. I need a break. And that's just call it that. I'm taking a hiatus. I'll be back. Just say that. Like don't say you like retiring. You're not really retiring. So I don't believe it. In terms of him retiring though, how I just feel about it overall. Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I'm always gonna say for artists in general, I don't care who you are. If you feel like you're done, then I feel like you need to be done. I'm not gonna be selfish as a consumer and be like, no man, keep going. I just feel like if anything, that's when their art's gonna start lacking because they're not doing it with their heart in it. Mm-hmm. They're just doing it for the fans or whoever else wants to do it. They're not doing it for themselves anymore. Right. So I'm always gonna say, if an artist's ready to quit, I wish you wouldn't, but I wish you the best at the same time. Do what makes you happy. So I'm always gonna say that. I almost don't want to say this. I thought you were gonna try to rub it in my face or something, but I do feel like this is a good time for him to leave if he's going to.
Yeah, since Kendrick coming.
Because I feel like he's going out, I want to say on top. I know you're going to argue that, but he's going out at a good time where he's very high. I almost feel like this might be his peak in terms of being consistent, dropping lyrical songs, and hopping on, killing everybody on their own features and stuff like that. I feel like this, for me...
Everybody on their own features.
Oh, you thought 21 got him on a lot? You thought Bia killed him on her last song?
Who?
Bia.
Bia?
You know Bia.
Who was Bia?
Wow. After this, I'm not a fan of her music, but I know who she is. You gotta have heard her. You heard her name before.
The reason I'm squinting up at killing everybody on their own song is because I feel like if I do a song with 21 and Lil Uzi and whoever else, I feel like I would have a better verse too. I don't feel like he was on. It wasn't like he was on people's songs that would give him a run anyway, except for maybe Benny the Butcher. I'll give him that. Who was he really?
Well, in that case, you can say that about almost everybody. Like, in that case, you can say that almost about everybody, unless you're doing a song with like Nas or.
Yeah, but you said you made it a point like he was like killing people for real. Like I ain't see him doing no songs with no Pusha or nothing like where he killing like, you know.
Okay, regardless, I find this is a good time for him to go out on top, so to speak. And honestly, I don't think Cole's one of those artists that if he continues to go on, he's gonna fall off to where we're like, he sucks now, or he's trash. Like I feel like we've seen. I feel like, in my personal opinion, a few other artists have done. I don't think he's one of those artists, but this is a good time for him to go out. Same thing with Drake and a few other people. You know?
The way he makes his music, I feel like he's made it very hard for him to fall off. Because I don't feel like the effort is that high to have to keep up with that sound. Picking a jazzy beat and being able to rap good. He ain't gonna not be able to rap good. But like to make like what?
I disagree. I've seen
Jake's still doing it. Like I don't think Cole gonna lose his rapping talent anytime soon.
No, I'm not saying I don't think I'm saying I agree with that. I'm saying I don't, but obviously I feel like I've seen it with other people. I'm just like, he was really good before, but now I'm not so.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying though. Like I feel like let's say like a Wayne. He set like the bar so high with his creativity and the way he was doing whatever. It's easier to fall off because you have to keep that same level of artistry and Kanye or something like that. He goes on there picks a jazzy beat. He kind of has a formula, which is one of my major issues with him. He kind of has a formula. He gonna pick a jazzy beat and he gonna rap good. He can do that forever. He doesn't really have like a bar that he set for himself to where he's doing a certain thing that he's not going to be able to do anymore if he chooses to come back. If that makes any sense.
That makes sense. I get what you're saying. That makes sense. I disagree though because again, he could lose the rapping ability, and I feel like I've seen that with people, other artists were like
Cole, Mr. 100% is going to lose his rapping ability.
No, I'm saying I don't think he will. That's what I said earlier. I said I don't think he will. But you're saying that I feel like you're saying that he can just keep doing that. But I feel like I've seen artists who you think, they're a good rapper, and then years later you're just like, they're not doing it the same way. I don't think Cole is like that, but I do feel like other artists like that.
Yeah, other artists are like that because usually, which is the issue, they are doing something else other than just spitting on a beat.
No, but there's more than that to me. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's not just about spitting on a beat. Like creativity alone, I just feel like in general, their delivery isn't the same. Their bars aren't the same. Like their bars are like not hitting the way they used. Not because the song is necessarily lame or whack than the other song. I just like in general, like I feel like they don't deliver their lines or rhymes or bars the way they used to. That's what I'm saying. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're trash now.
He ain't doing nothing hard enough the way he can't do no more.
Wait, you said what?
He ain't doing nothing hard enough that he can't continue doing today.
Okay.
He shows up to work.
Okay.
he shows up to work. Like, me. The reason other people fall off is because they're doing something extra. They're doing something extra with their music or making songs in a certain way that they can't hold up anymore outside of just having a good beat and good lyrics. Like, Cole is great at just having a good beat. He keeps it simple. He's like, the person he not putting ketchup on his burger. It's a nice burger, cheese, this, that, and the third, or whatever. You ain't messing that up. It's just what it is. I feel like he can do what he does kind of indefinitely until he's, until he really chooses to stop. As opposed to like a Kanye, a Wayne, or whatever. He doing this, his voice is doing this, da-da-da-da, his lyrics is doing this, blah, 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 blah. The punchlines that, he thinks of that we kind of, love them for, that can drop off because now you got to keep thinking of punchlines, whatever. He don't even set himself up for that to be like having a whole bunch of crazy punchlines or nothing that we're looking for. All he has to do is do his beat and rap on it. So I don't really see him falling off. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's not really, I feel like it's easy for him to come in and do what he does for a long time if he wanted to. As opposed to like some of these other artists, they can't because it's just that's a lot to keep up. You doing a lot, and you can't. You getting older. You can't. He can rap and do that as old as he want to. He don't do no crazy type of music, no nothing. It's just simple. He can rap on a jazzy beat forever, and it's just gonna sound like J. Cole music. You don't get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but I get what you're saying. So okay, so you think, regardless of what I say, regardless of what you say, a lot of people put him in the top 3, as we already discussed already. Mm-hmm. And it ain't that many people. I mean, clearly he doing something right. Like it ain't. Yeah, clearly he not trash. Regardless of my opinion or your opinion, if most people put him in the top 3, there's a lot of people in this world. So that many people put him in the top 3, he's there for a reason. So you feel like he can leave for like 5 years and come back, and whether you agree with it or not, you feel like he would still be in that top 3?
No, because time is gonna pass. But that's just because of time. I don't think it has anything to do with him necessarily. Mm-hmm. I think he'll still be nice. He, depending on where, I don't know where the music is gonna be in 5 years. Right. So maybe we swing back around to Lyrics Matter. But if it's still going the same direction we've been going, he probably still be one of the better rappers or best rappers or whatnot. I heard somebody say that J. Cole is the Tim Duncan of rap. How you feel about that?
I don't know if I agree with that, but it's a funny comparison.
I feel like it's a pretty decent comparison. I'm not really mad at it because, I mean, I'll let y'all have him being one of the greats or whatever. But like I said, that's what I've been saying. He shows up to work. Tim Duncan, he gonna show up. He gonna be consistent and he gonna drop his points. But it's not gonna be nothing flashy. It's not gonna be nothing. And Tim Duncan, he gets mentioned, but ain't nobody putting him in no top 3 really. Ain't nobody, he ain't no, he ain't no Kobe, he ain't no LeBron, he ain't no Michael Jordan, he ain't, he might show up in the top 10, top 20 maybe or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of greats, so I don't know where people kind of really put Tim Duncan, but he gets respect for sure. Right. He's one of the greats in NBA. But you gonna get what you gonna get. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be the layup, simple dunk. He not putting nothing else on it. Yeah. And he retired kind of late too, didn't he?
I feel like he did.
And that speaks to my point, cause he wasn't doing anything, all that flashy stuff. He could play longer. So now you got somebody else that's doing all the reverse dunking. You can't do that. You can hold that jump forever. And that's essentially what I mean when I bring up a Wayne, I bring up a Kanye, I bring up these other greats or whatever. They can't do all that jump forever. Like you see, like when Kobe started getting older, R.I.P. When Kobe started getting older, he wasn't doing all that jump no more. He started doing more of his jumpers. It was more of a jumper thing or whatever. This, that, and the third. You can't do that forever. Yeah. But Tim Duncan, he probably could have kept on going because all he doing is this. That's what Cole is. That I feel like it actually kind of makes sense, especially with what I've been saying. That's what Cole is. So he's not doing the reverse dunks and all that stuff. He's just gonna come in and he's gonna give you the technical, just rapper. I can rap. He can do that. He can do that. I don't think he can't do that. I think if he does come back, it's gonna be Cole.
So how do you feel about him retiring? Do you feel like it's a good time for him to retire? Or do you believe him? Like I don't. Do you
I feel like out of all the rappers that say it, I actually believe him. Mm-hmm. If he comes back, man, I guess it would kind of shock me. But I feel like even before, Cole was kind of one of them people that when he kind of retired when he's active. He shows up when he wants to. He might do a interview when he got an album coming. Otherwise, if he ain't doing nothing, you don't see him.
Very behind the scenes, yeah.
Right. So I mean, I feel like he's that type. Like I said, the other people that you named is people that was actually kind of like more. I would respect more as like greats, as superstars, people that was, actually doing extra or doing more and out in the public eye and do it or whatever. So it made sense for them to kind of want to come back because, that's what it is. But he already was kind of like that. So, I mean, This is kind of like par for the course to me for him to be like, oh, yeah, I'm retiring. I'm out, y'all. So that seems like something he would do. You almost kind of like you don't really want to do it. You don't you like to rap, but you ain't really about being out there like that and stuff anyway. So it's like, I actually believe him. I actually believe him. So, and Yeah, I feel like I already told you after that last album, that was kind of my last chance I was giving Cole. Because we talked about this. I was like, because when he put out that beat list, because I always told you, I felt like Cole's issue, what would really help him out is he needs to get with some other features and some other producers that's going to push him out of that jazzy box that he likes to sit in and just rap good. Like, you need somebody to push you out of that, to do different type of songs, to do different type of bridges, that's gonna make you rap different, or light a fire under you. That's gonna, because he can rap and do some. I feel like I respect him enough to know that I feel like if he's pushed in the right direction, he can do something different and it be dope. I've heard him do enough, on different beats or with different features to know that he's capable of switching and doing some different things, but he just don't.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like interested when that last album, what's it called? The
off season.
The off season. So when off season was coming out, I was actually kind of interested because he put out that list. We talked about it, all the producers. I'm like, Timbaland, he got that. Was it Boy Wonder was on one of them or something like that? There's a lot of different people or whatever. So I'm like, oh man, okay, he not making the whole album, so that means he gonna have like Timbaland. He gonna push him. He gonna give him one of them signature like Timbaland beats. Then you listen to the album, you can't even pick out which one he made. Somehow he got them to make the beats he would have made anyway, or whatnot. And he got a few joints on there. I think it was better than the one that came before that. But it was still just like, showed me like, okay, he's not going to move out of that. He's going to do what he do. And I'm not a big fan of it. You can rap, but it's not, my cup of tea as far as your overall music output or whatever. So this was his chance to do it. And it wasn't it for me. And I didn't. They say we even had the conversation about how dope I thought he was lyrically, and I kind of had my gripes about that too a little bit. He nice, but I had my little gripes about that. So yeah, I think it's a good time for me because I don't think he gonna do anything outside of what he gonna do. That was his chance to do it. He done got how many albums he got? 6, 5?
Something like that, 5 or 6. Yeah.
Or whatnot. This was his chance to do it. I thought he was gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna do it at this point. He ain't doing nothing but getting no older. He gonna come back and just switch it all up after 10 years? Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm good on it. You get your respect. I definitely give him his respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come off like he's terrible. I hate him or something. I don't know this guy. I'm just, like I said, I always felt like he was overrated. That's just my personal feelings on it. I feel like Cole is overrated. I feel like it's other. When we compare him with other greats, I just feel like he don't line up with almost any great that you pick. He just does not line up. That's just me. But let's move on for our last topic before we wrap this thing up. Remember last time we did a episode, we talked about the stuff that's been going on with Slaughterhouse and all that stuff. I probably should have did a refresher because I really don't even remember or whatever. But we listened to the Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
I actually don't have much to say about it. I'm actually more curious to hear what you had to say. I mean, I'm pretty much. You probably already know how I feel about it. I feel like the album was. I mean, first of all, as an album as a whole, they giving you what Slaughterhouse is always gonna give you as far as the bars and stuff. I feel like I like that. I feel like they had like the punchlines in there. I mean, King Cooker's always gonna give you that. Joe Ortiz is always gonna give you that, and I feel like they didn't disappoint in that sense. I feel like they gave you bars, gave you punchlines. I feel like they had lyric abilities. They were sticking to like the topic at hand, whatever the subject matter was in the song. They stuck to it. They didn't really sway off topic. But that's what you expect from them. At least I do anyway. I feel like they're dope artists. So I like that. The album as a whole, though, to me, it was alright. I didn't like the fact that it was, and I now even felt like, I told you this before the album even dropped, I didn't like the fact that I felt like they were just kind of airing out their business and stuff like that, and just kind of saying like, killing off Slaughterhouse, which is what, I get that was the point of the album, but I didn't like that. I would have liked to hear just more, I don't know what I wanted to hear, but I guess just less of that, and again, I get that was the purpose of the project, so maybe I sound like dumb right now, like saying like, oh, y'all made this album to kill off Slaughterhouse, but all y'all did was talk about killing off Slaughterhouse. That probably sounds stupid right now. Like, I get it. Like, that's what y'all aim to do. But I would have liked to hear something else, like a little less of that and more.
I think they had like some songs.
They did have. They had a
outside
few.
Of,
they had a few.
But I feel like what you're trying to say is, it wasn't worth the killing off Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, it wasn't to me.
Because to me, I feel like if you gonna do all this killing off Slaughterhouse type of stuff, I feel like they might have should have leaned into it a little bit more. Like maybe it shouldn't have been like, kind of like those first 2 songs and then you say some stuff here and there. Like if you gonna say it, really push through and do it and kill it. Otherwise, just make a regular album between y'all two. Like, you know what I'm saying? It almost kind of wasn't hard enough. Like, it wasn't worth it. Like, that album, it wasn't dope enough. It wasn't hard enough. Y'all didn't go in enough for it to be worth y'all going through all this mess that y'all went through. And, like I said, airing out dirty laundry, putting business out there, and when I really feel like it was really about y'all just, getting eyes on your project and using it to get people to listen to your project when maybe it's something that y'all might have not been able to garner on your own right. When you say, "Oh, we killing our Slaughterhouse," everybody gonna be like, "What?" And they gonna listen. I listened. Yeah. Even and me personally, if y'all came out with an album with Crooked and Joel came out with an album, I probably wouldn't listen to it. I listened to it because of the stuff, and I feel like that was the point.
Yeah,
that was the point. But when you actually listen to it, you kind of, like I said, I kind of felt like that more so. Like, that was really just to get people to listen to the album because it's just like, y'all really could have just focused on, like, making, like, a good album. Yeah, a really good, solid album that could have been better than this. We all went through all this extra stuff just, for this project. Even though it had some joints on there. I feel like actually the singles y'all put out at the beginning, probably still my favorite ones. The was it Vacancy, and the other one was Backstage.
That was
or whatever.
Yeah.
But all in all, like you said, they gonna have lyrics and all that stuff. They gonna have lyrics and be lyrical and all that stuff. They can rap, but all in all, when it comes down to it, it was just like, okay, like.
It was straight.
Yeah, it was alright. Y'all didn't have to do all this for this. Like it was, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, that's kind of I felt the same way, pretty much.
Mm. Well, all right, got another show underneath our belts. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back on our consistency. I felt like I was a little shaky this time. I don't know.
It's the first time. It's been a minute.
Yeah, trying to get back right, but
shake it off.
Yeah, we're gonna be right next time. Depending on what we talk about next time. We're like, what we need to talk about next time? So we talk about something other than rap. So what we gonna talk about?
Good question.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. We don't think about it, but as always, I am J1's. I didn't even say that at the beginning. See?
I don't think you did. Hey, you rusty, man.
I'm messing up.
Rusty, man.
And I'm here with
Crump Casso.
Remember to keep God first, because that's how we do it over here. My debut album, First Try, drops on April the 30th. Don't you forget it. And we're going to catch y'all next time. This is Chillin' with One signing off, baby. Peace.